What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we have something pretty exciting for the Warmind expansion in the form of a teaser trailer. So this one's actually for the DLC stream that they'll be doing tomorrow on the 24th of April. So obviously we get some details about the stream itself, we get our first look at some of the stuff that will be in Warmind, we get a look at locations, a little glimpse at some enemies, as well as some gear and stuff like that, so I'm going to break it down in this video. First though, I wanted to run the teaser for you guys, so check this out. So as you can see from the trailer, definitely some very interesting stuff in there. Firstly, we see a bunch of Guardians in some new kind of armor running around on an area of Mars. One of the first things you'll notice is of course the Suros regime on the screen right here, so that is going to be a returning exotic presumably. But also in terms of the area, you can see that there's actually ice kind of mixed with the sand of Mars, which is very interesting. We can see the Clovis Bray style buildings and the Warmind kind of bunker in the background there. Something interesting to point out, a little while ago I spoke about some footage seen in the PC vidoc for Destiny 2, and this actually looks very much like the area that was shown off inside of that video, so it looks like we did actually get a very early peek at Mars in this expansion. But going on, we see some hive kind of coming up out of the floor in this sort of cave area, and we have confirmation of the area name, so Hellas or Hellas Basin on Mars, which is going to be very interesting, and this is what we'll actually explore inside of the live stream. And here we can see a Warmind bunker clearly underneath Mars, and some interesting enemies right there. They look like hive, but they have some kind of interesting effects to them, so I'm not sure if this is the new enemies that Bungie spoke about, but we get more kind of scenic views of Mars. It's kind of hard to say exactly how big or explorable this area will actually be, but at first glance, you know, with some trepidation, I'd say perhaps it looks a bit bigger than Mercury right there. It does say something about surviving the hive escalation protocol, so that's going to be very interesting. That could be a new game mode or something that's actually in this expansion. Obviously it's going to relate to the story for the DLC as well, but what we see next is definitely going to get some folks pretty hyped. So we can see a Titan with some kind of new Warmind gear right there, which looks pretty interesting, and he's also holding a weapon as well, which looks kind of like a shotgun potentially, but really it's very difficult to actually tell. Of course this could be part of a legendary set of gear that's going to be in the expansion. It could be an exotic weapon, and here we get a better look at that activity once again. Escalation protocol, clear the hive before time expires, level 6, time remaining 2 minutes and 1 second. It also looks like there's a kind of death counter there as well, so perhaps we are getting some kind of horde mode. That's certainly what it looks like. Also we see a rocket launcher here that appears to be out of that same kind of weapon set potentially, but we can see some dread unhallowed acolytes as well as the ogre there, but of course it'll be interesting to see, you know, what the context is there. But next they say they're going to talk about upgraded exotics and crucible updates. We get another view of the Warmind bunker very close up near the kind of entrance here, and we see this hunter with what is either a relic of some sort that might perhaps be used in this activity, or it could indeed be a new exotic weapon of some sort, kind of like a staff. You can see it has this really cool visual effect. I would personally guess that it's probably a relic as opposed to an actual carryable weapon that a player can own, although that is pure speculation. Like I said, this could be a new weapon. And then of course we get the end screen right there, Tuesday, April 24th at 10 AM Pacific time, which is 6 PM here in the UK. So some really cool stuff inside of that trailer. It gives us a bit of an idea of perhaps what we're going to see. Definitely a patrollable space on Mars. Does retain some of that kind of visual that we had in D1, but crossed in with this very kind of icy effect as well. This is supposedly on an ice cap of Mars. Of course, the Warmind bunker, which appears to house some kind of, you know, new horde type mode-ish potentially. Kind of hard to say exactly. We do see different versions of the hive in there as well. And once again, that gear, which is definitely pretty interesting. So you'll have to let me know what you guys think, you know, from this preliminary look. But of course, the reveal itself will be tomorrow, and we'll learn exactly how all of this stuff is going to work, and we'll get an actual trailer for the expansion. This is just a teaser for the stream itself, not the trailer for the expansion. Overall, I'm kind of intrigued for sure. I want to see what the playable space is like. I want to know more about the activity and some of the gear there. Of course, in terms of the scale of this expansion, most of us kind of expected it's going to be, you know, somewhere along the lines of what Curse was. hopefully with many improvements though, and we know that we're going to get much bigger stuff later on down the road. But of course, to clarify, also inside of the expansion, we're going to get new characters and story. There will be all of the gear, some quests, hopefully some surprises as well. The power level was confirmed to be 385 with mods. And Bungie have said that it's going to take considerably longer to hit the max level and require players to engage in more types of content to level up. The May 8th update will also come alongside this DLC, and we've seen many of the exotic previews and stuff like that. But guys, we're going to learn more about it tomorrow. I will be streaming right here on the channel talking about the Bungie reveal as it happens, so if you want to tune into that, remember 10 AM Pacific, 6 PM here in the UK. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section though. I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think. If you have enjoyed the video, a like is appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see more D2 content. For now though, I hope you guys have an awesome day.